Mike Gallagher. Every day, Mike visits with Mark Davis, morning host on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas. Here's today's M&M Experience.
Let's talk about the universe of bilingual ads or Spanish language ads. So case by case, you're driving down the highway, you're in the Tampa Bay area, there's certainly some Spanish-speaking folks down there, and you see a billboard in Spanish on Interstate 4. Problem or no problem?
That's different because it's not a captive audience like a radio show.
Exactly right. They figure, hey, people speak Spanish here. They buy burgers. They go to restaurants. No problem.
That's different.
How about you pull up to a drive-through and the menu is in Spanish only?
Well, how ridiculous is that? How stupid is that? They don't want our business?
Precisely. All right, now the third one triangulates between the two. Virtually everything, the menu, this, that, are in both Spanish and English. That okay?
Yeah, I mean, give them an option. I mean, look, it's so ubiquitous now, you can't call any customer service center without hearing dos, whatever they say.
You're totally, as long as I am not denied English, I'm good. I totally understand.
Me too.
And by the way, because it is sure. On the press 1 for this language, press 2 for this language, you ever get somebody upset because English is not number 1?
Oh, yeah. The Spanish is one?
Yeah. You better make English number 1, baby.
No kidding. Well, look, I spent the day yesterday in Clearwater, Florida. I went over to Hulk Hogan land.
What?
Yeah, I went over and did I was Johnny on the spot. I interviewed some people. I went to his mansion. Such a sad, sad story. I mean, he lived about 20 minutes from our studios on Clearwater Beach. He and his wife lived in this beautiful home in kind of a working class neighborhood. Interestingly enough, it was not a gated neighborhood, and you could pull right up in front of the house. Now, the Clearwater police had it. Yeah, I mean,
somebody could just walk up and knock on the door and talk to the Hulkster if they knew where he lived?
They could have. And now the Clearwater police had it really well controlled by the time we got there. They had the streets kind of blocked off. But there weren't a lot of people at the house, which surprised me. There were a couple of TV cameramen. But then I drove back into Clearwater Beach. There's a place called Hogan's Hangout. And it was a Hulkamania restaurant and bar that he was very active in. And I met the operations manager, James, who was just so emotional he couldn't even give an interview. He said, Mike, I don't want to talk right now. It's too hard. I can't believe this happened. He goes, I talk to Terry all the time. In fact, Monday night was karaoke night here, and that was his baby. He loved karaoke night here. I mean, it was the it
Wait
was
a minute. Hulk did karaoke?
I don't know if he did it, but he showed up.
How great
he might have been
be?
a judge. Maybe he was a judge. But what a
don't
what a
go
passion.
changing to try and please me.
And at 71 years young, I mean, his body just gave out. I guess he had some surgeries. He had neck surgery, and there was a rumor a couple weeks ago that his heart was giving out. His wife said that wasn't true. And there's sadly some kind of real tragic video that somebody took of him being wheeled out in a stretcher from the front of the house, and they were performing CPR on him, and just so sad.
Somebody did observe that he said, if Ozzy outlives Hulk Hogan, it makes me wonder why I'm at the gym 3 times a week.
Exactly.
And by outlives it to an older age.
Yep.
And people. So the last time, one of the reasons Hulk is so front of mind is because he was quite the figure in MAGA land and quite the presence at the Republican convention in Milwaukee this past time, and people made fun of it. They went, oh man, when the Democrats gather, we get like Stevie Wonder and Michael McDonald. Look who they get. All right, listen. Hulk Hogan is about America. He is about middle America, working class America, America's entertainment culture, and by the way, a part of the culture that does actually love America rather than tear it down. He is such a lover of America, a lover of Christ, and I've never been a big WWE consumer at all, but boy, I was certainly aware of him, and especially in these last couple of years.
Very sad passing. Of course, the team in New York, they were screaming in my ear because it happened during my show yesterday, and Eric was all excitable saying, see, happens in threes. No, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. And then you throw in Chuck Mangione. So
whoops, I guess it's a quadrifecta. Stop it.
Well,
everybody
if I drop over any second now, it'll be 5 of us. I almost dropped over yesterday when I got bashed by my audience. I made a decision. I'm so sick of the E word. And I decided I'm not talking about the E word anymore. I'm not talking about it because it's a distraction. The more news came out yesterday. Oh, look at this. Bill Clinton wrote letters too. I know. Look at that. Okay. Everybody's writing letters. You know what? I'm done with it. I'm done.
It's role reversal Friday. Mike, I want to protect you from your instinct, which is alienating a large part of your audience. And by this, I'm kind of half kidding here. By this, I mean, I don't think a majority of your audience wants you to obsess about Epstein every day. Not at all. But there are things here, like, for example, I don't care about whether Bill Clinton was on the plane. There's somebody I have a picture now of Epstein and Trump and James Brown. It's like, okay, well, whatever. All these people were all hanging out together. But if Ghislaine Maxwell, his running buddy, was interviewed by the Department of Justice all day yesterday, I'd like to be a fly on the wall. There may be a detail of there's some details in this that are probably worthwhile, and I think I would suggest you not.
What's worthwhile is that Barack Obama attempted a coup and thwarted the will of the people. What's worthwhile? Those are stories, and I believe that the entire Epstein thing. And I was reading early this morning on Axios about the timing of events, that the Justice Department and the Trump administration, they were set up. Then they took the bait. They were pressed and they were pushed. Let me finish. They were pressed into releasing the judgment that they were closing the door on the Epstein file because the deep state knew that all this stuff was coming out about Obama and Brennan and Comey and Clapper, and they wanted to get the Epstein thing in front of it, and rather than hold off, the Justice Department took the bait. They fell for the trap. They did it, and now the Epstein thing is trying to get all the oxygen out of the room. And I'm not going to let this go about what Obama and Brennan and these guys did.
It's not binary. It is not.
But every second we're talking about the plane and the stupid Epstein stuff. We're not talking about an attempted treasonous conspiracy. And
or the attempt to offer up Biden as being just fine.
Bingo.
Ron Klain and all that. Or maybe most importantly of all, winning, and more winning.
Bingo.
Which is vanishing from the headline. Well, so your instincts are solid.
I believe you could accuse me of alienating. What I believe is
about that.
I know, because I think the vast majority of our audience is tired of it and they're fed up and they want us to dive into the substantive things, and that's 100%. What I'm doing. So no more E-word on the Mike Gallagher show, at least for now. I reserve the right to change my mind at some point down the road. If Ghislaine Maxwell somehow shows up on the Mark Davis show and spills the beans.
Exactly. She's on at 8:35, as a matter of fact.
There you go. I'll talk about that.
If somebody calls you midway through your second hour and they love you and they just want something to say about the E-Man, you know you're going to talk to them.
Out.
You
no,
know
I'm not.
You're going
nope.
to.
Nope.
Then let me leave you with this. I was going to say, if this does happen, we can talk about it Monday, but we can't because
Are you off again?
No. The opposite of off. 5 straight hours. I'm filling in for Stigall.
Wow, look at you.
Monday.
Well, I'll be listening to you in the middle of the night because I'm going to be in Seattle. So I'll be broadcasting from Seattle, Washington, Monday and Tuesday. It takes about 9 days to get there on Alaska Airlines, the airline that shut down completely the other day. So that's good news.
You know that's coming.
Those are my choices. Yeah, that's what I'll get the announcement. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have decided to ground all of our aircraft, and I'll be taking the Wells Fargo wagon to Seattle. So wish me luck.
Download the podcast and hear all of Mike and Mark's conversations at MikeOnline.com for the M&M Experience.
The M&M Experience. Subscribe to the Mike Gallagher Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. Be safe. Keep fighting the good fight. I'm Mike Gallagher. God bless America.